Nelly. When country grammar exploded in 2000, Nelly became a household name overnight. The album moved over 10 million units, followed by Nellyville selling 6 million more. But here's the kicker. While Nelly was raking in millions, he forgot about Uncle Sam. The IRS doesn't care how many platinum plaques you have on your wall. In August 2016, they slapped him with a $2.4 million tax lien. And that wasn't even the worst part. Missouri had already come for him earlier, demanding $115,000 in unpaid state taxes that ballooned to $150,000 with interest. The only way out? Selling off his assets to keep the government from seizing everything he owned. Bow wow. This is the story of a child star who never learned to manage money like an adult. Bow Wow started dropping tracks at 13 and built a decent career in music and acting. But in 2012, during a custody hearing, he shocked everyone by claiming he only made $4,000 per month with just $1,500 in the bank. The truth was even more embarrassing. He'd leased a Ferrari F430 years earlier, fell behind on payments within months, and got hit with a $200,000 bill that grew to nearly $300,000 by 2012. His Instagram lifestyle was all smoke and mirrors. Remember when he posted that private jet photo claiming he was flying to New York in a private jet? Someone spotted him on a commercial flight the same day.
I got caught.
Yeah.
And as simple as that. I was fake flexing. I got caught. No, I was not a coach. I was on a Delta flight in first class. Can't explain it enough. Didn't think nothing of it. Saw the picture. I said, I'm about to post this because I don't want people to know how I'm moving.
Right.
And internet detectives traced the jet photo to a Florida company's website. Pure fiction. Nas. Here's a rapper worth $70 million today, but don't let that fool you. Nas almost lost it all during one of the messiest divorces in hip-hop history. When his marriage to Kellis imploded in 2009, the financial skeletons came tumbling out. During court proceedings, Nas revealed he owed his manager $700,000 and had massive IRS debts. Despite claiming financial hardship, the judge ordered him to pay over $50,000 monthly in child support. The hits kept coming. He lost his Georgia mansion in 2012 when the bank foreclosed and auctioned it off. Another ex dragged him back to court in 2014, calling him a repeat criminal non-supporter for owing $11,000 in back child support. Nas learned the hard way that talent doesn't guarantee financial stability. MC Hammer. The rise and fall of MC Hammer is legendary for all the wrong reasons. Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em became one of hip-hop's best-selling albums ever, and Forbes pegged his worth at $33 million in 1990. 6 years later, he was filing for bankruptcy in one of the most spectacular celebrity financial meltdowns in history. His $30 million mansion was just the beginning. This man had 200 people on his payroll, costing $500,000 monthly, sometimes reaching $1 million during peak periods. When he filed for bankruptcy, the creditor list read like a phone book, 36 pages of people he owed money to, including Deion Sanders, $500,000, multiple banks, American Express, limo companies, and even utility providers. Hammer's philosophy was treating money as a blessing to share with others, but generosity without boundaries led to financial destruction. T-Pain owned the mid-2000s with his signature auto-tuned sound, accumulating $40 million at his peak. Then he made the classic mistake of trusting someone else with his money. His manager convinced him to dive into real estate, buying complete dumps with the plan to flip them after a quick paint job. They never sold a single property. T-Pain watched his entire fortune evaporate through these disastrous investments. The man who created hits for superstars ended up so broke he had to borrow money just to buy his kids Burger King meals.
When you say you was broke, you had like $0 broke?
I had to borrow money to get my kids Burger King.
Wow.
Yeah.
After having, what's the most you ever had in the bank at one time?
40 million.
$40 million to zero?
Yeah.
And it was just all bad spending? No bad investments? Like, what was it?
A lot of things.
What did you invest in that didn't work for $40 million? What were you investing in?
Real estate. Never sold anything that we bought.
Even now, like none of those areas y'all bought in became
We had to
gentrified?
let it go. We had to let him go. Nah, I mean, we just had to let everything go. So
Is there anything if you'd have held on to would be worth a lot now?
no, not at all.
My
These were in
God.
terrible neighborhoods, but I didn't.
Where? In Florida?
Yeah, it was all in Florida, South Florida. Because that's where my managers lived.
50 cents. Curtis Jackson's journey from $150 million to bankruptcy court is one of the wildest financial roller coasters in hip-hop. He sold 30 million albums, made $60 million in music, and scored big with his vitamin water investment, worth $50 to $100 million. At his peak in 2010, some estimates put his worth at $500 million. But lawsuits destroyed everything. The breaking point came from his beef with Rick Ross. 50 allegedly bought and distributed a sex tape of Ross's mother with added commentary, resulting in a $7 million judgment. Another $17 million lawsuit over G-Unit headphone design copying sealed his fate. By 2015, he was filing for bankruptcy, admitting that most of his flashy lifestyle was rented or borrowed. He's bounced back to around $30 million, but it's a far cry from his empire days. DMX dominated the late 90s with 5 consecutive #1 albums, but his personal demons and financial irresponsibility created a perfect storm. He filed for bankruptcy in 2009, claiming to be penniless, but the court wasn't buying it. They accused him of hiding assets and dismissed his filing. When he tried again, 4 years later, same result. The IRS finally caught up with him in 2018, demanding $2.3 million in back taxes. This time, there was no escaping. DMX served a year in federal prison. Tragically, his struggles with addiction led to his death in April 2021. His story shows how quickly millions can disappear when you lose control of both your spending and your life. Fat Joe. Despite earning over $3 million between 2007 and 2008 and releasing 10 successful albums, Fat Joe refused to pay a relatively small $105,000 tax debt. His arrogance turned a manageable problem into a $7 million nightmare. The government doesn't negotiate with tax evaders, and Joe found himself facing 2 years in prison. He tried everything, donating computers to schools, charity work, hoping to reduce his sentence. The judge gave him 4 months, but the real punishment was watching his 6-year-old daughter get teased at school because her father was in jail. Lil' Kim. The Queen Bee's reign came crashing down through a series of financial disasters. Banks started foreclosure proceedings on her properties in 2010 and 2015. In 2017, a judge ruled that Kim could pay what she owed, but she refused. Big mistake. By 2018, the bank finally seized her New Jersey mansion that she'd owned since 2002. Her annual income plummeted from $825,000 to just $18,000 monthly as $4 million in debt crushed her finances. Today, she's worth around $500,000, a fraction of her former wealth. Kim's story proves that even queens can fall when they ignore the bills. XZIBIT. XZIBIT built a solid music career with gold and platinum albums, but his real money came from hosting MTV's Pimp My Ride from 2004 to 2007. When the show ended, his income crashed from $500,000 annually to just $65,000. That might sound like decent money, but not when you're maintaining luxury homes in California and New Mexico, including a 7,650 square foot mansion. Years of unpaid taxes dating back to 2006 finally caught up with him. The IRS seized his assets, leaving him with $1.4 million in debt, no car, and facing foreclosure. XZIBIT's downfall shows how quickly lifestyle inflation can destroy you when the big paychecks stop coming. Young Buck. When IRS agents raided Young Buck's house, they didn't just take the expensive stuff. They took everything: dining room chairs, clocks, even his refrigerator. Nothing was safe when you owe hundreds of thousands in back taxes. The situation got worse when his music catalog went up for auction, threatening to strip away his artist name and brand. Buck blamed miscommunication between his manager and lawyer for the tax mess. But the real problem was trying to hide money during bankruptcy proceedings. Moving funds to different accounts while owing $11.5 million to 22 creditors? That's flirting with bankruptcy fraud charges.